Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Undergraduate Pilot Training Graduation Ceremony for Class 2601. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Travis Burns, Operations Officer, 33rd Flying Training Squadron, training students in the T-6 Texan.
And I'm Lieutenant Colonel Julie Rainwaters, Commander, 71st Student Squadron.
Today's ceremony is a once-in-a-lifetime event. We encourage you to come forward and take pictures or videos when your loved one is presented with an award or their wings. For your planning purposes, the wings are presented by rank and then alphabetical order.
Please stand for the entrance of the official party and remain standing for the national anthem of Iraq and the national anthem of the United States, followed by the invocation given by Chaplain Jesse Stewart.
If you would, please join me in prayer. Lord God, you have granted us a gift that we are forever grateful for. The gift of men and women, patriots, warriors, ethical leaders of strong character, who carry an enduring sense of purpose everywhere they go. A resilient warrior ethos that inspires them to excellence and gives them the drive they need to overcome every challenge and face any danger and defeat any enemy that threatens freedom in the world. Thank you for our pilot graduates. May they be blessed and strengthened and quickened to triumph for liberty and justice in the world. Bless their families and friends. Prepare the way for them as they move on to their operational assignments and may they build peace through strength in their personal and professional lives. Grant us joy and blessing as we proceed with the graduating ceremony. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Stewart. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Today, 24 officers will receive their wings. On behalf of Colonel Joshua Lundeby, Commander, 71st Flying Training Wing, I would like to welcome the family and friends of Class 2601, as well as several members of Team Vance, including squadron commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, spouses, and our ASRC and Amentum contractors.
We are honored to have the following guests from our wing leadership here to support the graduates. The Command Chief, 71st Flying Training Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Harvey McReynolds Jr. and his spouse, Master Sergeant Christine McReynolds. The Commander, 71st Operations Group, Colonel Eric Bissonette. Representing the Senior Enlisted Leader, 71st Operations Group, Chief Master Sergeant Joseph Southern. The Commander, 71st Mission Support Group, Colonel Benjamin Jans and his spouse Nancy. Representing the Senior Enlisted Leader, 71st Mission Support Group, Senior Master Sergeant Rochelle Esperanza. The Commander, 71st Medical Group, Colonel John DeLamba. The Senior Enlisted Leader, 71st Medical Group, Chief Master Sergeant Alan Pickren. The Honorary Commander for the 71st Flying Training Wing, Jennifer Bowman and her spouse JJ. We are also honored to have the following distinguished visitors and special guests of Class 2601. Please stand or wave your hand to be recognized. On behalf of Second Lieutenant Thomas Nardini, the Honorable William Nardini, United States Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit, and his spouse Holly. On behalf of Second Lieutenant Russell Kassam, Colonel Christopher Kassam, United States Air Force, and his spouse Maria. On behalf of Second Lieutenant Thomas Nardini, Colonel Bruce Gracetta, United States Air Force, retired. On behalf of Second Lieutenant Jared Holland, Colonel Dale Holland, United States Air Force, retired, and his spouse Deborah.
We would also like to give a warm welcome to our guest speaker, the Deputy Commander, 71st Flying Training Wing, Colonel Carl Miller III. And the Commander, 71st Flying Training Wing, Colonel Joshua Lundeby and his spouse Steph. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Lundeby.
All right, good morning. Welcome to Vance Air Force Base. What a wonderful day as we celebrate Class 2601 and their graduation from undergraduate pilot training. It's awesome, awesome day. I'd like to extend some welcomes to our honorary commanders, to the Baumans and the Harmons. Thank you guys so much for being here. Everything you've poured into Class 2601 and really that connection with the community as well. Thank you so much. Look forward to chatting with you more after this as well. To members of Team Vance that are here with us today, thank you. This day would not be possible without the efforts of you and our airmen. To all of the folks that were mentioned right up front, welcome. I won't go back through the names, but it's great to have you all here in attendance here at Vance Air Force Base, and thank you for your service. And I know there are a few more out in the audience as well that have legacies of service. So thank you so much for your service and being here with us today. To all the family members and friends of Class 2601, welcome to today's ceremony. You all have provided the principles, the moral compass, and the work ethic that helped them make it through this very tough and demanding program. Thank you for everything that you've done for them to help them get to this point and being here on this day to help celebrate this great day. Please, a round of applause for our guests and our family members and friends. All right, for those of you that don't know, Vance Air Force Base is one of the 4 bases that actually does undergraduate pilot training. The best of those 4, might I add. And our mission here is really to provide highly qualified aviators, which will go on to follow on aircraft in a variety of aircraft, either directly to the FTU or follow-on training here at Vance Air Force Base. To date, Vance Air Force Base has produced nearly 38,000 pilots, and we've got quite a few notable ones. We've been doing this since 1941. So we've got 2 Medal of Honor recipients, a World War II P-51 ace, 7 astronauts, over 200 general officers, which includes the 15th Joint Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Rich Myers. We have 2 notable FAPes, which stands for First Assignment Instructor Pilots. General Ron Fogelman, who became the Chief of Staff of the Air Force, and Colleen Eileen Collins, or Colonel Eileen Collins, who would go on to become a Space Shuttle Commander. Class 2601, make no mistake, you guys are walking on sacred ground. Air Force heroes have walked the halls of the ops offices that you guys have been working through and learn how to fly in aircraft with VN on that vertical stabilizer. I know you guys are going to follow in their footsteps and make us all Vance proud. In the seats next to you are your fellow aviators and airmen with whom you absolutely, after this period, have a special bond. You guys have worked really hard. Hopefully you've had a lot of fun along the way. But in the end, you've made it here to become pilots in our United States Air Force. You've experienced the wonder of flight and now know what it means to master something extremely difficult. Most importantly, you understand that it takes a support system to get you all in the air, and that requires an entire team. We're here to really celebrate all of you in the front rows, but it's important to know that it does take a total team to get you here today. That team here at Vance Air Force Base is over 2,600 total force airmen. That includes contractors, GS civilians, and airmen as well. Whether they're supporting, generating, or executing the flying mission, each one of those team members played a vital role to this graduating class. And amongst those, I'd like to recognize 3 primary groups. The first one is going to be probably the least represented here in the audience, and that is our instructor pilots. These men and women have molded our graduates into professional aviators and really do deserve a special thank you. You'll notice again that there's not many in the audience, and that's because they get no break. They go from graduating this class, and you hear the prop overhead. That's actually probably some of their IPs right now that are teaching the next batch of aviators. It starts right over. They get them through the mission phase, and then they're right back to doing dollar rides. So hats off to the IPs and everything they do to pour into these students. Please, a round of applause for the IPs. All right, the second group is everybody that goes into maintaining the aircraft. Most of you already know pilots are really good at breaking airplanes, and we need a team that's there to help kind of put it back together again. Here at Vance, a lot of that is contractor support, so we've got some really good ones at that. So our Amentum team and our MAQ team do a great job making sure every broken airplane is fixed in a timely manner as best as we possibly can and get it back out there in the fight. So a big round of applause. Thank you to our maintenance team, please. All right, the third group is all of the support and medical group airmen. So that could be our defenders, services, finance, MPF, dental, flight medicine airmen, and that's just naming a few. The wings that you all are about to receive would not be possible without their support and dedication to the mission, and I know that each one of them are just as proud of you as I am. So please, a round of applause for our support folks. All right, so on behalf of the entire team at Vance Air Force Base, I want to say congratulations and welcome to the family of military aviators. It is now my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, someone I know well as the Deputy Commander here at Vance Air Force Base, Colonel Carl Miller. He hails from Florida. He is a graduate of University of Florida and commissioned in 2001. Prior to being our DCOM, he served as the Chief of Aircrew Training at Headquarters Air Force, Washington, D.C. I think he was pretty excited when he came out to Vance Air Force Base. He's a command pilot with over 4,000 hours in the AC and the C-208. He's done multiple tours in the T-6 and is a C-17 pilot. While serving as the commander of the 538th Air Expeditionary Advisory Squadron, he led the combat advisory mission for the squadron of 20 joint and combined air advisors operating a fleet of 69 aircraft. He led the program execution and fielding of 10 AC-208 aircraft, providing the first organic intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance and low-yield precision strike capability for the Afghan Air Force. He's got some great stories that I'm excited to hear him share with the team here, as well as wisdom as you all become professional aviators in our United States Air Force. Some of you probably had the opportunity to fly with him. Hopefully not too many yous out there, unsats. You never know. We didn't talk about that beforehand, but really excited to introduce to the stage. Please join me in welcoming our Deputy Commander, the world's greatest Deputy Commander, Colonel Carl Miller III.
Right. Find my folder here. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Vance Air Force Base. For those of you who haven't been before, I am so honored that you're able to join us here today. We had a bit of a last-minute change with the guest speaker. Major General Quinn, the Deputy Commander of AETC, was scheduled to come here and spend some time with this class, but due to the government shutdown, he was not able to travel, and so we had to get a substitute. And anybody who knows me will tell you that anytime I have a chance to do this, I jump at it. This is literally one of my most favorite things to do. It is the honor of my career to be able to talk at these graduations. And so from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for allowing me, again, the opportunity to spend some time with this amazing class and to get to speak to your families and friends that have joined us here today. I first want to echo those that came before me and thank a few folks and distinguished visitors that are important. Chaplain Stewart, sir, thank you so much for your grounding words and wisdom. It's so important that when we do these types of ceremonies, we take a moment to reflect, and you provide that for us, so thank you very much. Goose, Hyde, thanks for your tremendous leadership. I'm continued to be in awe of you two and all the commanders and DOs here. It's a pleasure and honor to serve with you. Colonel Lundeby, Chief McReynolds, thanks so much for hosting us. Judge Nardini, Colonel Kassem, Colonel Cressetta, Colonel Holland, thank you all so much for being here. It is such an honor to have you all join us and to be a part of this ceremony. To my fellow wingmen, teammates, SELs, Chief, thank you all for your steadfast leadership in this super worthy endeavor of producing pilots for our nation. Colonel Kassem, I haven't seen you since 1998 when you graduated the University of Florida. Believe it or not, we were at ROTC together. He was a senior when I was a freshman. And back then, 18-year-old Cadet Miller was absolutely terrified of him. But I haven't seen you in all that time. And now look at this full circle moment where you are back here at Vance to watch your son graduate from pilot training. This is what the Air Force is so small, and these moments that we're able to have are so special. So thank you so much to you and your family for being here. Russell, you went to the wrong school, buddy, but that's okay, man. We're still proud of you. We forgive you. This is what it's all about. Mrs. Bowman, Mr. Harmon, thank you for being so generous in sponsoring this class. Your tremendous support that you always have for Vance Air Force Base and all of our airmen here is super inspiring. I'm honored that you're able to join us here today. Thank you so much. To all of our instructor pilots, we got a decent group back there today. I'm impressed. There's more than usual that show up. So our maintainers, our controllers, our aircrew flight equipment, defenders, force support, medical, our total Air Force team, active duty, guard, reserve, civilians, contractors, thank you. You're the ones that make this possible, truly. And finally, I would be super remiss if I did not welcome the real distinguished visitors, the grandparents, moms, dads, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, spouses, children, fiancés, almost fiancés, best friends, boyfriends, girlfriends. Thank you all for being here. You all, everybody that's sitting behind this class, you are the ones that make today so special for us. 2601, just saying that makes me feel super old. Believe it or not, I was class 0214, the Punishers, right here at Vance Air Force Base. I walked across this exact same stage. I even brought my class patch with me today to remind me. If you go to Scooters this weekend, you can see my giant class patch on the wall right behind the pool table, so go ahead and look for it. But I walked across this stage 23 years and 1 month ago, and as I took time to think and reflect on what I remember about this amazingly special day, I realized that I have absolutely no idea who my graduation speaker was. None whatsoever. I have no idea. And honestly, I don't even know that I've met anybody who remembers who their graduation speaker was. So I'm going to take a cue from history and from my own experience and proceed accordingly with short remarks so that we can get on to the main show, which is each of you walking across this stage to earn your wings in front of your family. So, in lieu of a bunch of long-winded war stories for me mixed in with significant historical quotes, all I'm going to do today in my remarks is give you 3 assignments, okay? 3 things that I need you to promise me that throughout the course of this weekend that you will do. So you don't get a long speech, but I need you to remember these 3 things. Is that a deal? Can we do that? Okay, there's gonna be a quiz at the end, so you gotta pay attention to what I'm saying. Number 1, the first thing I need you to do, I want you, 2601, to promise me that you will do your very best to make this moment, this event, one to remember for a lifetime, not only for you, but for your family. If you're anything like Colonel Lundaby and I, and probably most of the instructor pilots on this base, you are about to walk across the stage and realize a dream that you have had since you were children. I was in 4th grade when I decided that I wanted to be a military pilot. And I realized that most of you have probably been working your entire lives at this endeavor, and you've probably been the number 1 and the best at everything that you have ever done. Mom, Dad, Grandma, Grandpa, siblings, family members, you all literally created and built these amazing human beings who are about to walk across this stage today. Their success is only possible because of you. When I do these speeches, I carry with me my pictures from graduation out here on this right hall so that I can remember when I take the podium the people who made this event possible for me all those years ago. So I ask you to do the same. You see, none of us are permanent, but these memories that you make here together can last a lifetime. So make it one to remember, take lots of pictures, create memories, have a blast, celebrate each other, and celebrate this tremendous accomplishment in your life. You've earned it, and it matters, so please enjoy it. Number 2, 2601, I need you to express gratitude. As I said, none of you would be here without the love and support of the people behind you. So I want you to promise me that you will take the time to tell them how much you love them, how much you care for them, and how much you appreciate what they've done for you. You are about to embark on the journey of an absolute lifetime as an Air Force pilot. But you can't do this alone, and you won't be successful without the love and support of your family and friends. So please, today, let them know how much they mean to you. And then the same goes for you, family and friends. Promise me that you'll tell these fine men and women just how proud of them you are. Their new charge in life is great, and the burden that they will carry as flying airmen is tremendous. I promise you that their ability to fly, fight, and win in our nation's Air Force will depend on your continued love and support. Number 3, continue to build relationships. 2601, please do not let go of the relationships that you have built here throughout pilot training. Please continue to foster them. The friends and colleagues that you have made here are part of the foundation of your career in the Air Force, and I promise you that you will carry them with you for a lifetime. One of my very best friends in the entire world is somebody that I sat with in these rows for graduation. Mark my words, 2601, your journey together is just beginning. I also need you to promise me that you will not forget about your instructors. I don't know if you realize this, but your instructors care about you as aviators, as airmen, and as people a lot. And the reason we do is because we see ourselves in you. And if it's not obvious yet, all there is a time gap between us. We were you one day, we are you. We're all in this together now as pilots. So keep those relationships going. One of my great joys, I'll tell you, has been watching my students grow and develop that I taught in the T6 all those years ago. Watching them flourish in their lives and their careers. In fact, one of my former T6 students is now the squadron commander of the Ballers, Colonel Fantuzzi. A few years back, I even had the opportunity to promote one of my students from T6s to lieutenant colonel, which makes me feel super old all of my students now from when I was younger are lieutenant colonels. But This is what it's all about, is forging and sustaining in these relationships. And then one more, I got a warning for you. Don't forget instructors in the back. That one of these days, one of these students is going to end up being your instructor pilot in another airplane somewhere down the road. I promise you that. And in some cases, one of your former students will end up being your boss. I've seen it happen, so don't forget that. Okay, so that's it. It's pretty simple. I gave you 3 things to do throughout this weekend and for the time going forward. Make memories, express gratitude, and sustain relationships. Fair? Okay. 2601, the Air Force, your nation, your friends, your family, we need you to be the best. And I need you to be ready to go do hard things. And sure, that might sound cliche, and you might look at me and you might go, Colonel Miller, you say that, but my calling to go do hard things, that probably won't come. That's for somebody else to do. But I can tell you, and that's human nature to think that, but I can tell you from experience that you would be wrong. And without a doubt, all the graduates that have come before you that have walked across this stage, they probably all thought the same thing. The hard things are stories that I hear, and that's for somebody else. I will tell you that I could never have imagined over 23 years ago where this journey would take me and the things that I would be called upon to do. Lieutenant Colonel Leon Vance, for whom our base is named, never could have imagined when he graduated pilot training in 1940 that he would be called upon to one day ditch a bomber solo into the English Channel on one engine and with his foot amputated from enemy fire so that he could save the lives of all of his fellow crew members. An mission, an event that would earn him the Congressional Medal of Honor. Our Enid national hero, Lieutenant Colonel Shortfinger, he couldn't have imagined in September of 1968 when he graduated right here at Vance Air Force Base that he would be shot down over North Vietnam just 3 years and 5 months later, and then spent 405 days in the Hanoi Hilton. The mobility pilots who walked across this very stage once upon a time and then executed the largest non-combatant evacuation in human history out of Kabul, Afghanistan in 2021, I promise you, there's no way that they could have envisioned that event when they walked across the stage. The B-2 pilots, fighter escorts, and tanker pilots who pulled off the most complex airstrike in modern history by flying deep into Iranian territory just earlier this year. I don't think they envisioned that moment when they walked across this stage. Colonel Bissonette has said before, we live in a time of great consequence. Now more than ever, our nation requires airmen at every level and in every duty who are willing and able to do hard things. But the good news is, 2601, that you are ready, and we will make you even more ready as you continue through your training. Today, I promise you, you are better trained and better prepared when I graduated from here in 2002. And you will continue to get better and better than any of us ever were. You will rise to the challenges that come, and you will be successful, just like the long line that has come before you. Now, that last part, I know you're probably not going to remember that, and that's okay. But the first part, you promised me, okay? 3 tasks. I need to hear them. Make this one to remember, express gratitude, build relationships. That's it. Outstanding. Thank you. That was for everybody in here, too. All right, 2601, in just a moment, you're going to receive your wings, and you will now and forever hold the title of Air Force pilot. Heck yeah. Welcome to the club. We are truly honored, and excited for you to welcome you to this family. You will always be part of the legacy of Vance Air Force Base and this amazing Enid community. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this amazing day. Truly, to each of you, thank you. Friends and family, it's such an honor to have you here. I really, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for being here. We're so proud of you, 2601. I wish that God continue to bless all of you, this great nation, and 2601 may you forever be Vance proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Miller. Captain Jonathan Eby from Class 2601 would like to present you with a small token of appreciation for being part of this special occasion.
We will now recognize individuals who excelled in one or more phases of training. The new pilots competed for academic, leadership, and flying training awards, as well as the top wingman, distinguished graduate, and the coveted AETC Commander's Trophy. Each phase of training was carefully weighed, and only a slight margin separated the top performers. Family and friends, please come down and take photos as your graduate receives their awards. Please be mindful of the public affairs photographer that will be taking official photos during this time. Colonel DeLamba will present the Academic Excellence Award to the pilot whose overall academic test averages exceeded those of their peers. The recipient of the Academic Award is Second Lieutenant Alejandro J. Medina.
Woo. Colonel Jans will present the Leadership Award. The Leadership Award is presented to the officer who demonstrated outstanding leadership qualities and potential throughout this most rigorous and demanding military training program. The recipient of the Leadership Award is Captain Jonathan C. Evie.
Colonel Bissonette will present the Flying Training Award. The Flying Training Award is presented to the pilot whose daily flying performance and check ride scores exceeded those of their peers. The recipient of the Flying Training Award is Second Lieutenant Edward S. Berger.
Colonel Lundaby will present the Top Wingman Award. Selected by their peers, the Top Wingman Award is presented to the graduates who epitomize the support and teamwork critical to being a great wingman today. We have two today. The first recipient of the Top Wingman Award is Second Lieutenant Zachary M. Foster. The second recipient of the Top Wingman Award is Second Lieutenant Jonathan C. Iverson.
Colonel Lundaby will present the distinguished graduates. To be selected for this honor, a student must maintain an exceptionally high average in all phases of training and finish in the top 10% of the class. The first recipient of the Distinguished Graduate Award is Second Lieutenant Edward S. Berger. The second recipient of the Distinguished Graduate Award is Second Lieutenant James W. LaFleur.
Finally, the most prestigious trophy that Air Education and Training Command presents to a pilot training graduate is the AETC Commander's Trophy. This pilot excelled in both flying and academics and demonstrated the initiative and leadership qualities essential to the professional Air Force officer. Additionally, they personify the tenets of the Order of the Dedalians, a group dedicated to military aviation, personal integrity, and patriotism. Colonel Miller will present this special award reserved for the officer who attained the highest overall rating throughout their programs. The winner of the AETC Commander's Trophy is Second Lieutenant Edward S. Berger. Well done.
At this time, Colonel Lundeby would like to recognize the instructor pilots from the 33rd Flying Training Squadron, selected by Class 2601, who most embodied the Air Force core values during T6 training and provided exceptional mentorship and instruction. Colonel Lundeby will present the recipients with a plaque in recognition of their hard work. Receiving the award from the 33rd Flying Training Squadron, P Flight, and not able to attend this morning's ceremony, Captain Coulter Merrill. Lieutenant Thornton. Lieutenant Thornton will be accepting the award on his behalf. We'll just go ahead and keep him up there. Receiving the award from the 33rd Flying Training Squadron Q Flight, and also not able to attend this morning's ceremony, Major Joshua Watkins. This concludes the awards portion of the ceremony. And now the time that we have all been waiting for. Colonel Lundeby will formally present the diplomas and pilot wings to our graduates. As they exit the stage, they will receive a commemorative coin with their unique graduation number from the 71st Student Squadron, First Sergeant, Master Sergeant Christina Annabel. The new pilots' families and friends are invited to pin on the Air Force wings following the graduation ceremony.
Having completed the required course of training, the following officers from Class 2601 are awarded the aeronautical rating of Air Force Pilot. Captain Jonathan C. Eby.
First Lieutenant Aiden P. Diedrich.
Second Lieutenant Edward S. Berger.
Second Lieutenant Xander L. Britt.
Second Lieutenant Russell J. Kassam.
Second Lieutenant Patrick M. Coyle.
Second Lieutenant Ivan Justin F. DeVera.
Second Lieutenant Jacob R. DeGallery.
Second Lieutenant Brandon J. Foster.
Second Lieutenant Zachary M. Foster.
Second Lieutenant Jared R. Holland.
Second Lieutenant Jonathan C. Iverson.
Second Lieutenant Abdullah N. Khan.
Second Lieutenant James W. LaFleur.
Second Lieutenant Alejandro J. Medina.
Second Lieutenant Alexander F. Morrison.
Second Lieutenant Charles R. Mosia.
Second Lieutenant Thomas A. Nardini.
Second Lieutenant Jared W. Nelson.
Second Lieutenant Alexander J. Nowak.
Second Lieutenant Isaac M. Pacheco.
Second Lieutenant James A. Post.
Second Lieutenant Isabel D. Romero.
Second Lieutenant Sean A. Schooley. To complete today's ceremony, Colonel Lundaby will present Class 2601.
Up out. Ladies and gentlemen, class 2601, the newest U.S. Air Force aviators.